For the last 100,000 years, we have been the undisputed masters of this planet. Our intelligence was the superpower that took us from caves to the moon. We built tools, we harnessed fire, we created language, art, and civilization. Now, we are building our successor. Artificial intelligence is not just another tool. It is on a trajectory to become a new form of intelligence, an artificial superintelligence, or ASI, that could be to us what we are to a chimpanzee, or perhaps what we are to a house cat.
This is the warning issued by visionaries like Elon Musk. In a future run by ASI, we risk becoming pets. Biological organisms, well cared for perhaps, but ultimately irrelevant, obsolete. When a mind billions of times smarter than yours exists, what is your purpose? We are faced with the most profound choice in human history. Do we accept obsolescence, or do we trigger our own evolution? The consensus among many futurists is that we have only one path forward. We cannot compete with AI, so we must merge with it. This is not science fiction. This is the blueprint for our survival. This is the dawn of mankind 2.0, and the technology that unlocks it is the brain-computer interface. First, what is a brain-computer interface, or BCI? Put simply, it is a direct communication pathway between your brain's electrical signals and an external device, a computer, a prosthetic limb, or an AI. To understand why this is revolutionary, you must understand what technologists call the bandwidth problem. The problem with humanity, as Elon Musk argues, is not our thinking. Our brain is a miracle. Our cortex is a supercomputer capable of immense creativity and complex thought. The problem is our output. We are a species that takes in the universe through high bandwidth inputs, our eyes, our ears, but we communicate our thoughts back to the world at a pathetic crawl. We tap with our fingers. We push air through our vocal cords. Imagine having a supercomputer in your head, but the only way to use it is by slowly tapping out Morse code. That is the human condition. Now compare that to an AI. AI communicates at the speed of light. It processes information at a rate we cannot comprehend. Our Morse code output cannot possibly keep up. To merge with AI, to survive, we cannot rely on our thumbs. We need to upgrade our own data port. We need to connect our cortex directly to the digital world. This is the entire purpose of the BCI. It seeks to bypass the Morse code and give our brain a fiber optic connection. This revolution is already happening, and like all great technological leaps, it begins by healing the sick. This is phase 1, healing. The first applications of BCI are miracles. We are witnessing the first human trials, like Noland Arbaugh, paralyzed from the shoulders down, now able to control a computer cursor and play chess just by thinking. This isn't just one company. While Neuralink grabs headlines with its high-density threads implanted by a robot, its competitor, Synchron, is taking a different approach. Their Stentril is less invasive, delivered through blood vessels to sit near the motor cortex, not in it. It's already been implanted in patients, allowing them to text and shop online. The goal is to solve what we once thought was unsolvable: paralysis, blindness, deafness, neurological disorders like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. This is the noble goal, but healing is just the beginning. This is phase 2, enhancement. Once we perfect the connection for those who need it, the technology will be offered to those who want it. This is the upgrade. Imagine accessing the internet with a single, formless thought. Imagine having a perfect, searchable memory, able to recall any fact or conversation instantly. Imagine conceptual telepathy, not just sending a text message, but transmitting a complex idea, an emotion, a visual design, a mathematical concept directly to another person's mind, perfectly in an instant. Imagine augmenting your senses, seeing in infrared, hearing in ultrasound. This enhancement brings us to the final, necessary step. This is phase 3, the full merge for survival. This is how we solve the house cat problem. You link your cortex, your biological intelligence, to a third digital AI layer that is customized to you. Your intelligence is no longer just your squishy biological brain. It is your brain plus your AI co-processor. When you need to solve a complex problem, you don't just think. You and your AI layer think together. When you compete in the economy, you are not a human competing with an AI. You are a hybrid. You are Mankind 2.0. In this scenario, we don't fear the superintelligence. We become part of it. This is the utopian vision, a species that chooses to evolve, to transcend its own biological limits, and secure its place in the universe. This is the utopian dream, but this ladder to godhood is built over a very deep hell. At Mankind's Blueprint, we are documenting this entire journey, the good, the bad, and the existential. If you believe this is a critical conversation for our future, subscribe now so you don't miss our analysis of the profound risks we must face. What is the price of this power? First, there is the hacking risk. We worry about someone hacking
risk.
our email. Imagine someone hacking your brain. If your mind is connected to the cloud, it becomes a target. A hacker could steal your most private memories. They could implant false ones. They could discover your bank passwords, your deepest fears. In the most terrifying scenario, they could literally control your actions, overriding your own motor cortex. This is not a data breach. This is a soul breach. It is the ultimate security nightmare. Second, there is the identity crisis. This is the ship of Theseus paradox. If you replace every plank on a ship, one by one, is it still the same ship? If 10% of your thoughts are influenced by your AI layer, are you still you? What about 50%? What happens when your AI co-processor gently suggests a better political opinion, a more efficient romantic partner, or a career path that is logically superior? Where does your humanity end and the machine's programming begin? We might merge to save our species, only to discover that we have erased the very thing we were trying to save. Finally, there is the two-species divide. This will be the greatest inequality in human history, not the divide between the rich and the poor, or the educated and the uneducated. It will be the divide between the upgraded and the naturals. What happens when Mankind 2.0, with telepathic communication and godlike intelligence, has to coexist with Mankind 1.0? The brain-computer interface is not just a cool piece of technology. It is a proposed evolutionary leap. It is a fork in the road for our entire species. It presents us with the ultimate choice. Do we remain purely human, and risk becoming irrelevant pets in a world run by AI? Or do we take the leap? Do we upgrade, merge, and become mankind 2.0, risking our security, our identity, and our very soul in the process? This is not a question for a distant future. The companies are funded. The technology is being built. The human trials have begun. The blueprint for Mankind 2.0 is being written right now. The only question is, are we writing the next chapter of our survival or the final, fatal page of our extinction?